Hello future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. Here is a video in hydraulics, and these are past licensure exam in civil engineering, and the problems are in hydraulics. I hope that through this video your preparations for your respective board exams, especially civil engineering, will be that intense and great so that you can pass in your licensure exams. And in each part, I always have this extra problem for you to supposedly solve, but I still present the solution to this. So for the solution, problem one. So consider an arbitrary shaped body with a submerged volume capital V sub S and density R sub S. Submerged in a fluid of density R sub F. What is the effective weight of the body in the fluid? Use G as the acceleration due to gravity. Of course, the effective weight of the body in the fluid is the weight of the body in air minus the weight of the body in water. Or it is the weight of the body in water. So it is weight of the body in air minus the buoyant force. And the idea here, or by common sense, the body should be totally submerged or else it will float. So if it floats, then the effective weight of the body in the fluid would be zero. So the body should be totally submerged. So weight effective equals weight in air minus buoyant force. The buoyant force is specific weight of the fluid times volume submerged, because the volume submerged is also the volume of the body by common sense. So weight effective therefore is the weight of the body in air, which is specific weight of the body in air, which is density times G. To make it specific weight, we multiply specific weight times the acceleration due to gravity. We multiply the density of the body to that of G. So this is RSG, which is the specific weight of the body. The volume displaced, or total volume of the body, is denoted by V, and the specific weight of fluid is R sub F times G, and the volume submerged or volume displaced is V sub S. So as I said, V equals V sub S because the body should sink without that cord where the body is suspended fully submerged in the body, or else it will sink. So you cannot determine the effective weight of the body for that case. So it should be held suspended, fully submerged in that fluid. And the effective weight is the difference between the weight of the body in air and the buoyant force. And as I said, if the body floats, then effective weight would be zero. Because it has a value, then the idea is the body should be totally submerged. So that's why it is, we have arrived with this conclusion. So replacing V by V sub S, and we factor out V sub SG. So therefore, effective weight of the body is quantity Rs minus R sub F times V sub SG. So that's the answer to the first problem. Number two, the discharge over a trapezoidal weir is 1.315 cubic meters per second. The length of the crest is 2 meters and the sides are slanting 75 degrees, 57 minutes, 49 seconds with horizontal. So find the head on the weir in meters. So the idea is the cross-section of the isosceles trapezoidal weir would be rectangular and V-nuts for the sides. So Q equals Q rectangle plus Q of V naught square. Now, if there is also a possibility that when the tangent of the angle that the slanted sides make with the vertical is 1/4 or 0.25, then it is a Sepoleti weir. So let's attempt to do that. Let's solve for theta over 2, which is 90 degrees minus 75 degrees 57.49, and theta over 2 is 40 degrees 2 minutes 11 seconds. Pressing tangent by your calculator, tangent of 40 degrees 2 minutes 11 seconds is 0.25. So that's why we conclude that it is a Sepuleti weir. Because it is a Sepuleti weir, the discharge formula for a Sepuleti weir is equal to 1.859 length of crest head to the tree hub. So this is the cross section. This is the pictorial view of Sepuleti weir. This is the Sepuleti weir when the slope of the slanted side is 4 vertical to 1 horizontal, or 1 over 4 or 0.25 tangent of the angle that the slanted sides makes with the vertical, then it is a Sepuleti weir just like here. So Q equals 1.859 L H to 3 halves. Substituting the value of uh, L and Q, so to solve for the head. So 1.315 equals 1.859 times 2, head to the 3 halves. Solving for the head is 0.5001 meter. Then for problem 3, what is the rate of flow of water passing through a pipe with a diameter of 20 millimeters and speed of 0.5 meter per second? So Q equals area times V. We will express the answer to liters per second because we anticipate that the discharge, if expressed in cubic meters per second, would be small. So we multiply 1000 further. Area is pi over 4.02 quantity square. Then when we say speed of 0.5 meter per second, it is understood the mean speed or the average speed. So substitute pi over 4.02 square times zero point 0.5, then times 1000 to express the discharge in liters per second. So the discharge is 0.157 liters per second. Liter per second. Then number 3, what is the rate of flow of water passing through a pipe? So that's problem 3. Let's have this extra problem. Compute the discharge in liters per second through a square duct, 75 mm on a side, with the following head loss of 18 meters with a head loss of 18 meters in a distance of 1 kilometer if the friction factor is 0.02, the roughness coefficient by Mannings is 0.011, and Hazen-Williams coefficient C sub 1, 120. So take note that the duct is non-circular, so we cannot use the formula for head loss in terms of the discharge when the power of the diameter is high. So we use the basic formula when the power of the diameter is either 1, uh, or if the discharge is in terms of the hydraulic radius or velocity in terms of hydraulic radius. So that's the idea. Then, because there's no diameter here, that diameter is understood the hydraulic diameter, which is 4 times the hydraulic radius. And the hydraulic radius is area over wetted perimeter. So hydraulic diameter, 4 times hydraulic radius, 4 times area over wetted perimeter. So 4 times the area is 0.075 square. Then the wetted perimeter is 4 times 0.075. So cancel out 4, it is 0.075 meter the hydraulic diameter, while the hydraulic radius is 0.075 divided by 4. So by Darcy Wes- Weisbach formula. Darcy Weisbach formula. Uh, HF equals FL over D times velocity head v squared over 2g. So HF FL over D v squared over 2g. So we can use this because the power of D is less. It is just 1. We cannot use the formula 0.0826 FL discharge square over diameter to the fifth. It is not accurate because the power of diameter, there's no diameter here, is high as 5. So using this formula, 18 equals 0.02, length 1000, diameter is 0.075, hydraulic diameter, v squared over 19.62. So solving for v is 1.151 meters per second. So the discharge is area 0.075 square times v 1.151 times 1000. So Q in liters per second is 6.474. So that's for the first part. So for part B, Manning's N is 0.011, so we can use the formula HF equals 6.35 N square, length, velocity square divided by diameter to the 4/3 or hydraulic diameter to the 4/3. We can use this instead of V equals 1 over N hydraulic radius raised to 2/3 slope to the 1/2. We can also use that. The result is the same as this one. So again, you can use also velocity first. Velocity equals uh, 1 over N hydraulic radius raised to 2/3 slope to the 1/2. Then multiply that by the area 0.075 square to compute the discharge. In this case, we have 6.35 N square. Let's solve for V from this formula. So HF is 18. So 18 equals 6.35 times 0.011 square. Length is 1000 or 1 kilometer. Divided by hydraulic diameter 0.075 to the 4/3 times velocity square. So the mean velocity of flow for this case is 0.8608 meters per second. So that the discharge is area 0.075 square times V, then times 1000. So Q equals 4.842 liters per second. Then finally, for part C, Hazen-Williams. So we first use V equals 0.8492 hydraulic radius raised to 0.63 slope to the 0.54, then multiply that by area. We cannot, although there is a direct formula for discharge, which is 0.2785 C sub 1, then diameter to the 2.63 slope to the 0.54. Because the hydraulic diameter is raised to 2.63, that's the reason why it is inaccurate, because the duct is not circular. So remember, we can only use that when the section of the duct or the pipe is circular. So Q therefore is 0.075 square area times V. This is V. And 0.8492 C sub 1 120 hydraulic radius is 0.075 over 4, or hydraulic diameter over 4, then quantity to the 0.63. The slope is head loss divided by length, then raised to 0.54, then times 1000 to convert it to liters per second. So Q is 5.348 liters per second. So that's it for this video.